Look, the industry does not set the standard. We do. That if you tell me that I can't do something, or that I shouldn't do something, or that I won't do something, I in fact will. Who are you to tell me what I cannot do, or who I should or should not be? The fashion industry siphons our energy, our style, our swag, our culture, and then they try to reinvent it and rename it and make it seem like, you know, they were the first people that did it. People lost the ability to put on clothes.
This episode of Common Threads by Inobi is sweetened by Dirty Dough Cookies in Richmond, Texas. A gourmet dessert brand reimagining your favorite treat. Think soft, warm, rich in flavor, and perfect for your next party or cozy night in. You won't find a thicker, softer, more gooey or flavorful cookie than the ones at Dirty Dough. Find them on social media at dirtydough.richmond. Welcome to Common Threads by Inobi, a creative space where fashion-forward individuals have relatable discussions. I'm your host, Udeme Anthony, and we are joined here today by the amazing, beautiful, stylish Helecia Williams. Welcome, girlie.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's my pleasure. So you're a digital creator.
Correct.
You're in the beauty space, fashion, hair, travel. Like the ultimate influencer.
Okay, I like that.
But you changed your name recently.
Correct.
Talk to me about that.
It was Inobi, and the name actually stemmed from people constantly mispronouncing my name. And I actually had a conversation randomly. I always felt some type of way about it, but it was just kind of like I owned it because I would rather you give me a nickname versus like continuously mispronounce my name.
Yes.
But you know, as you age, it's kind of like, almost like Birdman hands, like put some respect on my name. Like at some point you have to pronounce my name as it is. So instead of saying, I know Lee, which was basically the phrase, like, cause it would essentially be like, oh, I know Lee, like I know who you're talking about. But then I was like, nah, sis, like you're gonna call me by my actual name, Helecia. And then my last name is Williams. So I just decided to like play on the words. So it's Helecia Will, even though that's a shorter version of my name. But the purpose of it is like, everything that the other girls don't do, guess what? I'm going to do it. Helecia Will.
I absolutely love that. And I really resonate with that because my name, Udeme, it's Nigerian, it's a Kwaibom. Even like there's some Nigerians that have never either heard my name before or don't really know how to pronounce it, let alone non-Nigerians. So instead of cutting my name to just Demi as like a nickname, I think I was in college when I was like, you know what? No, my name is Udeme. Like call me Udeme. And if you need me to repeat it, I will repeat it for you. I love saying my name. So I'll say it as many times as I want, you know?
Udeme.
It's
not that hard.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So building upon your personal brand, how do you create a distinctive voice and aesthetic in a digital space?
I think that my vibe in general is already distinct. And I think that was more so what caused me to pivot in this career because something about me has always been different. And I have a thing for a fact that if you tell me that I can't do something or that I shouldn't do something or that I won't do something, I in fact will, or that I can't do something, I feel like to me that comes off as like a challenge. Like, what do you mean? Or if people say you're overdressed, even comments like that, anything that comes off as like slight, nice, nasty, or like slightly discouraging, yeah, I'm gonna make it a point to do it. It's just something about my spirit that's just like who are you to tell me what I cannot do, or who I should or should not be? If it's not hurting anybody, then to me, it doesn't matter.
I love that.
So for me, being distinct has always been my personality. So honestly, the more hate I get, it essentially fuels me to pop off even more. So it's like, okay, keep it coming. Like if that's how you feel, then that's cool. But I'm gonna keep doing me, and then I'm gonna do it even bigger. So the next time you see me, you ain't gonna have nothing to say. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. So it's saying the art of storytelling through content. What does that mean to you? What is the art of storytelling through content?
To me, it's honestly just expressing how you feel, what you're doing, what you're going through. I feel like anything could be a story. You know, you waking up in the morning, that's a story. It's a journey. So to me, it's just a self-expression. Like, it's literally, how do I feel? What am I doing? And I think that comes off as relatable. A story is something that somebody else can relate to. And essentially, that just has a beginning and middle and end. But it doesn't have to be like this dramatic thing. Although we love the drama.
We love the drama. Always.
But, you know, that's really what it is. It's telling my story, my version of it. Or even trying to show people the way that I see things through my eyes. Because I know it's different. But it's something that needs to be seen or should be seen. It deserves to be seen.
So what do you say to the people that think that when creators post themselves crying, or when creators, make content around misery, or make content around things that are going wrong in their lives and posting it for, sometimes people say clout, sometimes people say attention. What do you say to people that have that mindset?
I mean, it is cringy, but it's also real life. There is not a single person that does not cry, that does not deal with misery, that does not deal with pain. I think the thing about it is that when you post things like that, you have to take the time to actually set up a camera to record that moment.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of makes it cringy, because it's like you stopped in the middle of your morning or you're crying to set up this camera and capture this moment. But it's also a way of sharing vulnerability, to show that you're human, you experience things. So whether it's attention seeking or not, negative comments are also attention seeking.
That's true.
So it comes off, it's like a double-edged sword. You know, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs to it. And this is how I was raised. I don't know about anybody else, but my mama told me, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Yep.
And that's the way that I feel. So whether the content resonates with me or not, whether I feel like it's cringy or not, whether I feel like you could have saved that, that could have been a private moment, it's not my, I guess, business to say or to judge that person's real life moment that they just decided to document or share. Because on the flip side of that, it is going to relate to somebody else. And it did allow them to release whatever that energy that they had bottled up that they maybe just needed to get out. I don't know your story, so it ain't for me to judge. I'm going to go on about my business. If I enjoy it, then I enjoy it. And if not, I'm just going to keep scrolling.
So kind of getting back into the fashion aspect of this, the theme for this year's Met Gala is super fine, tailoring Black style, focusing on Black Dandyism and tailored fashion. I have to be honest, I didn't know what Black Dandyism was before this theme, but the more I'm looking into it, the more I love it. So how do you see this theme influencing beauty and fashion choices on the red carpet? And what should we look out for?
I love it because I feel like this theme highlights Black people in a way that we should have been highlighted since the beginning of time.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like, to me, when I think about this theme, I think about like Dapper Dan.
Yeah, okay, bet. Okay, I'm on the same page.
That's where I am with it. And I just love the fact that, because I was actually thinking about this on the way here. I remember a time, and I wasn't that young, okay, where Black people wore suits to the airport and they flew in their best clothing. So to me, and I think about like our Sunday's best, how we dress for church, things like that. To me, this theme embodies Black people. And to be honest, the fashion industry siphons our energy, our style, our swag, our culture, and then they try to reinvent it and rename it and make it seem like, you know, they were the first people that did it. The lies. So I just feel like finally in 2025, Black men are being highlighted in the way that they should be and in the style and swag that we have, because that's basically what it is. I don't know. It just feels like a pat on the back. Like, yeah,
I love
finally.
it. Like finally that spotlight is like really pointing to exactly where it needs to be, because we have always been the pinnacle of fashion.
Exactly.
Not Black fashion, fashion
in general.
Period.
Yes, across the board.
Correct.
Yes.
So what do you think we should look out for? Like any trends or anything to like really, and I'm thinking, I wonder if anyone is gonna incorporate like African fabrics like Ankara or Kente when they're, creating their dandyism style.
I can see that. I can see that. I think that we're going to see a lot more tailoring. I think that we've been in this very relaxed era with COVID and the pandemic, and it was like sweatsuit city. Okay? That's what everybody was wearing. But I also remember, I'm a millennial, when we would basically wear work clothes to the club. Like we were in a club in pencil skirts and blazers. Can we get back to that?
I still have some of them in my closet. I got to give those to Goodwill. No, you're right. You're right.
But that's what I'm hoping to see. I'm hoping to see people in more tailored clothing that was really made to fit our bodies.
Yes.
That's what I want to see. And I think that we will eventually transition into that, and that the upper class, the girls that get it, they'll put it on.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that we actually touched on that, because I was falling in love with your outfit the moment you walked in.
Thank you.
I really want to hear a little bit about what you're wearing.
I always base my clothes or my outfits off of like what's on the itinerary. Like outfit itinerary. Think about it like that. What do I have to do today? And how do I want to show up in the spaces that I need to be in? For one, when you step outside, you look presentable.
Yes.
No matter what. Okay, that's always been the motto. You do not leave your house looking any kind of way. And because today is a fairly busier day, I needed to be comfortable, and I don't have time to go back home and change or do any of those things. So that was really inspired. Essentially, I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt, but it's not a regular pair of jeans, and it's not a regular t-shirt.
Exactly.
So it's just like you just zhuzh it up with the pieces that you have, but it's the same concept. I just presented it to you in a different way.
I love that. I absolutely love that. You are a beauty fashion influencer. You focus a lot about identity. How do these interesting industries shape our perceptions of self and beauty?
This is a layered question, because in my personal opinion, they don't shape it, we shape it. But we do tend to fall into these standards only because it's just generally not accepted. People will say it's okay, but in reality, it's really not okay. Because if it were okay, we wouldn't still be fighting for our typical beauty standards or just the way that our bodies naturally look. However, they do, again, steal everything about us, from the shape to the skin to the hair to the makeup trends, anything, to the fashion, whatever we do. So to me, it's like a toss-up. The industry does not set the standard. We do, but we do play into it. And for me, I don't really care, because for me, it's Black excellence. It's Black, and that's it. That to me, Black is my standard, because Black is the industry that sets the standard.
Correct.
So for me, as long as it's Black, we good.
I love it. What is one trend you are completely over, but everybody else seems to love it?
Right now, everything is trendy. So I can't necessarily. Let me think about this for a second. It could be like comfort core. I'm gonna go with comfort core, and I'm saying that because I mentioned this earlier with the whole COVID and pandemic era. People lost the ability to put on clothes, or people just don't have the desire anymore. And I'm honestly over seeing people in spaces dressed inappropriately. And when I say inappropriately, I don't mean like sexually, or I just mean you're too comfortable in this space to wear the clothes that you have on. I feel like where's the decorum? And it could be just a millennial thing, because like I said, growing up, we had clothes for occasions. You had play clothes, you had church clothes, you had school clothes, and you wore those clothes in those settings. You didn't wear your play clothes at church. Like, you're not crossing those clothes over. And I feel like now every outfit is play clothes, and people wear it everywhere. And then they're shocked when you're turned around at places. Why are you shocked? you're not dressed appropriately for the setting that you're in. You're going to restaurants, high-end restaurants, in sneakers and a fitted cap.
No.
Babes.
Please no.
In a white t-shirt. You cannot wear this here. I don't know why you thought that those basketball shorts were going to let you in the door where people have on suits. And so I can't really say if that's a trend, but I do feel like people in general just don't dress up anymore. Like, why aren't you putting on any clothes? Yes. You know, you're not in bed. Take that bonnet off as well.
The bonnet, I'm gonna stand on that side of the line with you. The bonnet is a no. If you've ever seen me outside in a bonnet, stop talking. No, but I have to be honest with you. I am one of those people that will leave the house in like a monocolor, like a monochrome, like sweatsuit. I don't know. I do like being comfortable, but I am very intentional when I go to different events or I go to different places. I'll make sure that I'm dressed well and everything is, I'm comfortable, but I also look good. That's how I've been recently, right? But I do understand where you're coming from.
I think a monochromatic, you're styling a sweatsuit.
Okay.
And you're likely going to places where you're like running errands. Like, I'm going to get gas, I'm going to get groceries. You know, those type of settings are appropriate for said outfits. But if you're wearing a sweatsuit to a graduation, that's where or leggings. Imagine leggings at a graduation.
Do people still wear leggings like that?
Yes, they do. Yes, they absolutely do. I will challenge you to step out. When you step outside, just look around in the room. And then you'll be like, oh.
I see what she was talking about. Okay, bet.
Take a second. Or I notice it because when I go places, people are constantly looking at me. And so initially it's like, why are they looking at me? You know, that's like your initial thought. But then when I look around, I'm like, oh, I know why they're looking at me.
I'm the only thing to look at. Like,
But that is what it is. That is what it is. And even down to like, if you're going to be comfortable, that's understandable. Like, if you're going to wear a graphic t-shirt, at least iron it.
Okay.
At the very least.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, that's how I feel. There's no effort being put into how we present ourselves to the world. And I don't know. Where's the self-care? Like,
be intentional.
Yeah.
No, I hear that. I really do. I'm really interested to chat a little bit with you about hair because I've had a very interesting hair journey. I'm just recently getting into these types of hairstyles and things like that. So hair has always been a powerful form of expression for you and, for women, people just in general. Why do you feel like you can express yourself or you enjoy expressing yourself through hair? Like, where did it start?
I will be fair with you. I had a relaxer most of my life. But I had a relaxer most of my life because I'm tender-headed. And it was more of a hassle for my parents to, have to fight me about combing my hair. And I had thick hair and a lot of hair. But as I got older, it was actually my sister that really sparked the inspiration to cut off my hair. She was like, just cut it off, grow back natural, see what it looks like, see what it gives. And honestly, that in itself was so challenging because I got such negative feedback from the closest people to me. People thought that I was a dyke, essentially.
Oh, wow.
I got those comments. I was being called like booger wolf. People were telling me like, are you depressed? Are you going through like this life transition? And I'm like, to me, it was like, it's just hair. It's just hair. Like, it's going to grow back. But I think that the standard essentially was that your natural hair is not presentable, or that it's not tamed. It's not like this very sleek or accepted style. So me being who I am, you giving me negative feedback is gonna push me even more. And it literally just skyrocketed because in my mind I was like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Because it's nothing wrong with my hair. My hair is beautiful, it's fine. And now moving forward, it's like I can do so much with it that you can't do.
That's true.
So to me, it's a flex. I look at it as it's a flex. I have beautiful, thick, natural hair. If I want to wear it straight, I can. If I want to wear braids, I can. If I want to get in the pool, I can. Okay, I can do whatever I want to do with the hair on my head, and I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, you do.
She said, listen here. No, I feel it.
Yeah, so that's really what boosts my confidence. It's the flexibility for the hair that was given to me as a gift, God-given gift. Okay, and Jesus had natural hair anyway, so
we can get into it. Sustainability and conscious consumerism. How can we make more mindful choices in the beauty and fashion industries?
Right now we're almost being forced to, and I like it.
Oh, okay.
I love the boycotts with the brand. And I think that that's really pushing us into these more sustainable spaces. Personally, though, I prefer shopping at smaller or with just smaller businesses. In general, I feel like the quality is better and you get much more unique pieces or pieces that are just tailored to you. So honestly, society is forcing us in this direction, and I'm not against it because I think that we need to. I was really already kind of past the fast fashion. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay, I love a good fast fashion brand. However, the overconsumption, I think that there's ways to shop fast fashion where the pieces are a little bit higher quality and you can continue to wear them versus like, going to shop for an outfit that you're going to wear one time.
Yeah.
I think that we're past that phase of fast fashion. So I don't know, I'm here for it. I think that we do need to be more sustainable, wear our pieces more often, and find new ways to style them. Actually love the wardrobe that we have, and if you don't, then remove it. And don't shop anymore until you kind of tailor the things that you already have to figure out what you really love.
And, as a pageant girly, that's probably that used to be one of my biggest fears. Like, because you'd have to have this gown, you'd have to have this elegant look.
Yeah.
And then if you go to a different event with that same look, it's like, do you not have anything else? But I just started styling it differently, using different accessories, different hairstyles.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, why would I stop wearing a dress that made me feel so confident and beautiful?
Exactly.
Just because I've worn it and posted it before. Like, I'm going to wear it and post it again because I want to feel confident and beautiful again.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're validating me right now. I really appreciate you saying that.
That's a good thing.
Are luxury brands, actually, nice little segue, are luxury brands truly embracing inclusivity, or is it just marketing?
Child.
I said what I said.
It is marketing. Every single thing. This is so interesting because I decided to not go to Fashion Week at the end of last year, the last Fashion Week that I went to, because I was just like, they don't want us in these spaces. Like, we're already fighting for our life, but why are we fighting for something that does not want us? So in my mind, it's kind of like, what's the point? Now, if I like something that is, vintage or just beautiful in general, I'm going to spend my money on it, but I have no desire to be engrossed in luxury fashion in that nature because they do not have a desire for us. Now, there are some brands that have over the years constantly included us. But for the most part, most of them are like, nah, we good on y'all. Like, for real, for real. The only reason that they include us is because Black dollars are the biggest dollars. We spend the most money. So it's like, at some point, they do have to appeal to us because we're the only people that are going to buy it. However, when you know better, you do better. So moving forward, I don't know, it's no longer a thing. My flex is more so wearing Black-owned brands. That's my luxury.
I'm happy you said that because in my head, I'm thinking like, instead of, and I hope I don't start like a riot or something, but it's like, instead of investing in going to Paris Fashion Week or Milan, maybe kind of sort of New York, do people know about Dakar Fashion Week? Do people know about Lagos Fashion Week?
We know about Lagos Fashion Week.
Okay, we know about Lagos Fashion Week. I know we know about that.
We know about Lagos Fashion
But it's like, we should start looking into, there's African Fashion Week in Brazil, African Fashion Week in London. There are so many people that are investing in creating these spaces for us because they think exactly the way that you're thinking because it is our reality. And they want to still have these spaces to, you know, express themselves, show their art, show other people's art, but in a space where we're all that it truly is inclusivity.
Yeah.
So I think I obviously just said that, you know, these things are happening, but we should start looking into those more and like wanting to popularize those even more.
Yes, I definitely think there needs to be like a wave of the other fashion weeks, especially Legos Fashion Week, because I feel like
when I tell you
it's
my job, and I hope my boss doesn't see this, my job, like the Legos Fashion Week, you will not see me. I will not be there. Yeah, my PTO is already in. Like, don't, please. Okay. Who's a woman in history you wish you could sit down with and have a conversation?
Current, past, or
both?
Does it matter if the woman is, I guess, famous or like monumental?
No.
Or
talk to me, baby.
I would have a conversation with my grandmother. She died 10 days before I was born. And for whatever reason, my spirit tells me that in some ways we would align on our thinking, or because I do feel like I'm a little bit different, you know what I mean? Just a little weird, but in the best way. And so I would love to be able to like time travel back and connect with that woman in her space, in her time, you know, and have conversations just about life in general, not even like fashion or money or any of those things, but just like life lessons. Like, what happened to the real aunties, the real grandparents? Are we out of that phase? Like, do they exist?
Yes.
Where are they?
They exist. So lastly, give me 3 go-to styling tips or fashion hacks.
Okay. Number 1, wear what you want, when you want, no matter what. Number 2, show up for yourself. And that just means like dressing the best way that you can, putting on, doing your hair, doing your makeup, whatever makes you feel good, show up for yourself. Take the time to show up for yourself. And then the last thing is iron your clothes or get them tailored.
Yes, ma'am.
Just take care of your things, essentially.
Maintenance.
Yeah, and that's really it. I feel like if you do any of those 3 things, you'll always look amazing. You'll always show up as your best self, whatever that looks like.
I love it so much. Well, thank you so much, Helecia. I really appreciate you. Before we go, I definitely want to make sure that we celebrate an amazing conversation.
Cheers.